The following is a presentation of Burlington Junior Barracudas Hockey, live on YouTube.
For the first time in their history, the Burlington Barracudas are Ontario champions!
Walker scores! He scores! Burlington Barracudas are the bronze medalists at the 2023 OWHA Provincial.
Scores! For the first time in their history, the Burlington Barracudas are Ontario champions!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back into Iceland Arena. Glad you're with us here. Game 3 of the round robin of OWHA Provincials here. Jaden Ho with Jared Bapty. Jared, lots to play for the Barracudas tonight.
That's correct. We are anticipating what will happen as well with the Barrie Sharks taking on the Central York Panthers, but a win tonight should put Burlington through to at least the quarterfinals tomorrow at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But we need some goals, and that's going to be the key, is to make sure that Burlington scores more than Barrie does against Central York.
Well, offense has been something the Barracudas struggled a little bit with in this tournament so far. 4 goals through 2 games, and one player who is our player to watch this evening has been providing the offense in the postseason. It's Chelsea Tiller, one of the returning players for next season for Burlington, has really stepped up her game offensively.
Yeah, you know what? She was our leading point getter during the playoffs and the championship weekend. 8 goals, 6 assists as a defender. That's just pretty incredible, whether or not you're a forward or a defender, truly, in 8 games played. She's already got 2 assists in the tournament as well, 1 in each game. And for being a contributor to 2 out of the 4 goals that we've scored, it's certainly something worth highlighting. And Chelsea Tiller also getting her sister back in the lineup. So we have almost a full squad tonight, just missing, of course, Mercedes Chaffee. But should be a good one.
Well, and the return of Kaylee Tiller, a big boon to this Barracudas offense, one of their leading scorers in the regular season, and she'll be a big help with providing the offense that the Barracudas are going to need here tonight to try and ensure that they move on and get past the Barrie Sharks in the group. And for Burlington, it's just going to be a matter of playing the game the right way here. Obviously, they're going to be heavily favored coming into this game against Bluewater, who's 1-1 as well in this tournament, beat Brampton, and their only hope for moving on relies on essentially a miracle in Brampton beating Mississauga and them pulling off a win here against Burlington.
Sorry, we just had a stick break in warm-up. Caitlin Charlton already shattering one of her blades.
Sounds like she's feeling it.
One of the 2 goal scorers in the game this afternoon against Mississauga. Bit of a heartbreaker for Burlington in that one. 4 goals in the third period against. One of them was a really weird one. Just kind of pinged off a couple of players and found its way past Pyburn, who thought it was going one way, came out to play it, and it went in a different way. But it's going to be those kind of players that I'm going to be looking for to continue this offensive pressure. Sarah Manis has been phenomenal in the first 2 games of this tournament, and she could have 5 or 6 goals if she wasn't facing a goaltender like Taylor Belchez.
Well, it sounds like Sarah Manis might be due for a big performance here for Burlington, and I'm sure Bluewater has circled that number 8 on their program this evening, trying to shut down the Barracudas star, and they're going to have a hard time.
Well, I think they will. You know, because of the absence of Kaylee Tiller, head coach Kevin Greco was having to cycle at least one player through with Charlton and Sarah Manis, not breaking up those two, but, you know, making sure that different players get a good look. And Bianca Hart was particularly impressive against Mississauga as well. But with Kaylee Tiller coming back, we should see 3 full lines come out for Burlington here. I'm sure Coach Greco will still shuffle some things around depending on what looks he wants to see. Maybe offensive zone opportunity to try and pad that goal total. But we can throw it to our starting goaltenders.
Yeah, that's right, Jared. Zoe McCullough gets the call here for Bluewater. 27 games this season, regular season and post. 6-13, 908 save percentage, 244 goals against average. Picked up 5 shutouts for Bluewater, and it's Mackenzie Ferguson getting her first tap at this OWHA Provincials. In 27 games, she went 13-9, 893 save percentage, 265 goals against average, and a shutout. As we're underway, it's Kaylee Tiller on the ice for Burlington for the first shift, and Kate Manis will circle back with it, set it up for Sarah. Sarah trying to find Tiller in the middle. That didn't work, and Bluewater will get a chance to clear. Manis got a stick on it. Now she's got the puck. Here comes Manis with Tiller. Centering pass. They score! Just like that. The Barracudas strike.
It's funny because as I was walking back to my car to get the gear to help set up, I ran into Kaylee and I said, "It's nice to see you back. Have a good one." And it only took her 20-something seconds. Math is hard. 23 seconds to get on the scoreboard. Kaylee Tiller just rips the 2-on-1 home. Easy.
Well, we talked about the lines, Jared, and it was Kaylee Tiller and Sarah Manis starting this game for Burlington, so something to keep an eye on if Coach Greco might want to load things up throughout this game, as Maddie Delahunt will drop it back to Chelsea Tiller, our player to watch, and she'll wind up, take it over the red line. That pass into a skate. Delahunt stepped up to advance the puck to the blue line. Worked back for Tiller now. Her pass across is deflected away as Murray put it back to her own end. Tipped up the boards there by Kelly McKinnon. Kate Manis picks it up, tries to step around to check, and now she'll advance into the offensive zone. Manis tied up, leaves it for Keelan Song. The return feed for Kate Manis. She's hassled here in the corner as Dara Brown tries to come in to help, and then McKinnon will just backhand that down into Burlington ice, and Jayla Carter swings back after it. Carter gains the red line, now the blue as she drives to the outside, drops the defender, and sends a pass out in front of the goal, and it's off the skate of Bianca Hart as she looks to stay hot in this tournament. Keelan Song to the blue line. Hart back to Song, working along the boards. Spins away from a check and tried to shovel it into the middle. It's off a stick and cleared to the line, not out. Lexi Stanek with the keep. Stanek to the front of the goal, and Kaylee Tiller again right on the puck. Couldn't get a good stick on it. Clearing attempt doesn't work. Here's Sarah Manis for Charlton, and the pass just got away from her. She had tried to get the one-timer away. Here comes Molly Batcham now, working in on Stanek, and a good defensive play from number 22. Dockstetter at the line, lost the puck to Charlton, and it'll work out to the neutral zone. Alberg down the ice. Delahunt around the boards. Caitlin Charlton tips it into the middle, and here comes Kaylee Tiller with Manis going to the net. Tiller across. Manis scores! Sarah Manis from Kaylee Tiller, and this new look top line is cooking for the Barracudas.
I mean, what else can you say? But already, that's the 2 top players on this team. Kaylee Tiller, I'm sure, has been itching to get back on the ice, having missed so many games. and she's already got 2 points in her first game back, and they're right back at it again.
2 points for Tiller, 2 points for Manis, and we're not even 3 minutes in to this contest, as here's Kaylee Tiller again finding Sarah. Dancing through, drops it off. Caitlin Charlton with a shot, looking to complete the trifecta there of this line for Burlington, and now Manis is on the puck again. Tried to get it back for Tiller. They were not on the same page, and it's back into the Burlington zone. Chelsea Tiller spins and takes it up the ice. Taking it for a skate now as she gets into the hash marks. Takes a backhander that is deflected away by McKellar. Bouncing puck in the offensive zone. Picked up here by Addie Butler. She'll drop it back. Kate Manis at the line. Across, here's Chelsea Tiller. Throws it to the near corner. Eden Gowing after it behind the net. Gowing off for Butler. She takes a tumble. Tried to get it out front for Passetti. That pass didn't work. To the blue line. Chelsea Tiller. Addie Butler on the backhand, looking for options as she takes it down low. Gowing now behind the net, a centering try. Passetti with a shot, and it's turned aside. McKellar able to grab that, and Passetti, don't know if she got everything she wanted on it.
Probably didn't get a full connection on the puck, but Addie Butler was, of course, our player to watch in game one, has been dogged on the puck in the past 3 games, and right there in the far corner, she takes a tumble, but still manages to get the puck to Gowing to create that play and another scoring chance for Burlington.
Puck knocked down with a high stick here, so we'll halt play. Faceoff is going to be down in the Bluewater zone.
Just to mention Caitlin Charlton as well. She's had a few of those looks from the high slot. She's been working on her shot all season long and all of last season as well when she couldn't play. And you can really tell that she's just got a bullet of a shot now, and she continues to use it in this tournament.
As Delahunt gets it ahead for Dara Brown, and Keelan Song works it up along the left wing. Knocked off the puck there by Olivia Battram, and it's sent out to center where Kate Manis awaits. Carter ahead, and Bianca Hart will tip it into Bluewater territory. Battram kicks it off the boards and then down the ice, got away from Harmer, and it'll roll to the back of the Barracuda net. Not enough on that for icing as Jayla Carter spins away from Molly Battram. Kaylee Tiller backhands it down the ice. Harmer into the skates of the linesman there on the far side, and it's up along the near side now as Dockstetter tries to get into the middle. Puck rolled away from her. Kate Manis got it in the corner. She can't clear the zone. Long shot from the line, tipped right on, and a good save by Ferguson. She'll follow up with another, and this time hang on.
It's tough when you're a goaltender for a team like Burlington, and that's your first look on the puck over 5 minutes into the game. But Ferguson staying sharp there, square to the shot, despite the deflection, and right down into her butterfly to make sure the rebound is stopped as well.
Tipped into the offensive zone here by Kaylee Tiller as it's taken on the far side. Long pass ahead there from Dockstetter. Didn't connect with Murphy, so Delahunt gets it back in the defensive zone for Burlington. Rink wide pass. That's too far ahead for Charlton. Almost broke into the zone on the follow-up. Turned back in the offensive zone. And now Ali Passetti with a steal. Takes it down to the corner. Passetti to the net with a backhand try, and I think that glanced off the stick of McKellar. Behind the goal, it's Bramer. Ahead, Murphy. She's knocked off the puck by Stanek. Dockstetter. Murphy here, passed into the skates of Dockstetter, and now the Barracudas are on the puck. It's Passetti in deep. To the line, Lexi Stanek. Kate Manis on the far side. Sent ahead, that's over the stick of Addie Butler, and it comes down to the near side boards. Up the wall here, Stanek reaching for it against McKinnon. Didn't work as Kate Manis picks it up now. Up ahead through the legs of Passetti as she picks it up on the backhand and flips it down. That took a funny hop off the boards and almost came to Eden Gowing. Instead, the Hawks will get a chance to clear. Played up through the middle, dropped off. Here's Alcock with a shot. Save made. Ferguson, rebound, and a pad stop again on the follow-up by Ferguson. Keelan Song picks up the loose puck, spins away from Battram. Chelsea Tiller. Flipped ahead by Dara Brown. She's got Hart going to the net. Brown out front hard, and it skipped off her stick. As she had some room to look at on this near side. Tiller tips it for Keelan Song, trying to gain the red line here. Couldn't get past Belmore, and then the pass ahead from Carter evades everybody, and that'll be icing.
This period is brought to you by Nickelbrook Brewing. Mention Junior Cudas at your next Nickelbrook gathering, and we receive a kickback.
We're seeing a lot of stretch passes from the Burlington Barracudas. Most of them are connecting, but that one just doesn't quite make it to its intended target. And the interesting thing about it is this neutral zone is surprisingly small. So when you're used to playing at a rink like Mainway, which is a proper size, this rink being a little bit shorter, as there's another icing again coming up against Burlington. You know, you're used to using so much of an ice surface, and when you have to come to a tournament like this and play on something that's a little bit smaller, you maybe misjudge a pass up the ice or whatever. So, you know, a couple of icings there that Burlington has to recover from.
As the shot is knocked down by Jayla Carter, plays at the line. Dockstetter's shot again knocked down by Carter, and she'll take it to the red line and skate it into the offensive zone. She takes a spill, took Dockstetter down with her, and it'll be cleared down the ice by the Hawks. Delahunt rims it around, finds Sarah Manis waiting for her on the near side. Manis working in with speed to the outside. Manis across, Tiller with a chance, and it glanced off her stick as that duo almost connects again. Here's Tiller reaching for it, trying to get it to Manis with one hand, couldn't do it. Kate Manis trying to hold the line now, and she does. Charlton into the middle, Sarah Manis drags it across, they score! Kaylee Tiller double dips. It's 3-0 Burlington.
On the last zone entry as well, Kaylee Tiller beautifully dragged that blue line with her to make sure she stayed onside. And it's Kate Manis that keeps the puck in on the near point, able to muscle it down to Caitlin Charlton, who finds Sarah, and then another one-timer, cross-crease pass in front. And we've seen 3 of those tonight already. Tiller, 2 goals.
Dare I say this line has shades of prior Murdoch Manis.
Oh my goodness.
From last season, just dominance in the first 9 minutes of this game. Here's Sarah on the puck in the corner. Taken to the boards hard there behind the net, trying to win the puck back from Estee Fedor. Puck bounced up into the air over the head there of Alcock, and she'll get it ahead for Fedor. Estee Fedor takes it to the outside, plays it through the middle, and Lexi Stanek able to get a stick on that and send it back down into Bluewater ice. Alcock. She'll roll one in on net just wide of the goal as Tiller unable to clear. Belmore. Round back of the goal. Karnakin lost the puck. Eden Gowing tips it ahead. Gloving it down now is Gowing. Lost the puck. Butler follows up, plays it to the line. Chelsea Tiller. Butler. Back to Tiller, and that's out of her reach. At the blue line, trying to go to the far side as Butler played it to the middle. Alberg. She lost the puck here as Butler tries to get it into the middle. McKinnon now trying to clear the zone here. She'll play it up the near side. That gets past everybody. Not going to be an icing call as Carter plays it off the end boards. Up across and a hop off the board. She's a chance in front of the goal. Taking it to the backhand and a shot. Good save made there by Ferguson as McKinnon had some room. Taking away the line. Here's McKinnon again as that roll off her stick, and she'll send it around the boards. Chelsea Tiller tried to find Gowing. Carter will take that puck away. Plays it to the line. Still not out. Murphy now on the near side. Murphy plays it across, and a good stick from Ali Passetti gets in the way of that, and that will allow Burlington to escape the zone and start the change. Here's Bianca Hart, solo mission. As her teammates change, she's turned back, and Bramer will get it down into Burlington territory. Delahunt. Dara Brown, saucer pass, skips away from Keelan Song. As Hardman goes across. Loose puck here on the far side. Brown trying to come away with it. Now she's got it down low to the blue line. Madeline Delahunt, long shot. That's sticked away by McKellar. Puck comes out in front of the net. Bluewater trying to clear. They will send it all the way down. Foot race here. Murphy trying to get there, and Lexi Stenick will beat out the on-rushing Hawk and secure the icing.
We've seen it in either end now. These bouncy boards, again, a different rink. You're not quite used to it, but these active boards, you bank it off thinking it's going to bounce one way, and it takes a totally different angle, and suddenly it's an icing or it's a turnover, and you've got to regroup and recover.
Here's Caitlin Charlton into the middle. Sarah Manis to the net. Got that through. Good pad save. Don't know if McKellar really even saw it, but able to get a pad on it. Now Tiller shoots, sent it just wide. Had McKellar going the wrong way as Kaylee Tiller looks like she hasn't missed a beat as it's sent down the ice. Kate Manis trying to delay.
Couldn't quite stretch that one out.
Secure the icing, but the Barracudas will work it up the ice. Here's Sarah Manis in with a shot and a glove save made by Zoe McKellar.
Both Tiller and Sarah Manis tried to pick that top left corner over the glove of McKellar. I don't know if they know something we don't, but they're certainly trying for that high glove side on McKellar.
Well, with the way they've been scoring, I wouldn't be surprised if they knew something we didn't. Jared, as Delahunt has it at the line, a long shot that's muffled at the point as it's played off the glass and out to center. Delahunt drops it back for Chelsea Tiller. Hard pass through the middle for Passetti. In with a shot that's fought off by McKellar, who has been busy in this first period. Puck taken to the corner here. It's picked up behind the net by Eden Gowing. Played around by Dockstetter. Holding the zone is Tiller, trying to work it to the middle. Had that roll off her stick, and now she's got to get back. Skated ahead here by Alcock. Alcock stops up, tried to drop it back. Comes loose to the slot. Here's McKinnon in, and the backhand try nullified by Ali Passetti. McKinnon on the puck. McKinnon plays it to the corner. Delahunt took that to the boards and sent out front. Here's McKinnon with a shot and didn't get a lot on it. But Ferguson makes the save and she'll hang on.
Probably the best look for Bluewater Hawks so far this evening. Just able to maintain control of the puck. Maddie Delahunt thought she had the turnover secured, but knocked it straight to another Bluewater Hawk, and they were able to maintain control of it and get the one-timer out in front on the sharp angle, short side. But Ferguson, again, square to the puck and keeping it out.
Racing behind her own net. Here goes Kate Manis as she dances through center. All sorts of speed as she leaves it back, trying to find Dara Brown. She's turned back, and now Bianca Hart sends it for Stanek with a shot, and it's stopped and held by McKellar.
We saw Kate Manis do something similar to that last night, except she was able to take it all the way to the net and tuck it in. But her and Chelsea Tiller love to take that puck up the ice. Really offensive-minded defenders are able to they're able to penetrate in deep and get those offensive opportunities and do some work that the forwards maybe don't have to.
Both of them playing with a lot of confidence here in this tournament. Maybe a chance here for Bluewater. Pass out in front of the net, and there's a great defensive play by Kate Manis, coming back to turn that away. Here's Bianca Hart now on the counterattack into the middle. Dara Brown with a shot, and that took a deflection and rolls in on goal. McKellar will cover up.
Yeah, it just went off the toe of her stick for Dara Brown there. Didn't quite get all of that shot, but more credit to Kate Manis. Another blocked shot for her there. She was instrumental in shutting down Charlotte Peakenhagen and Maxine Cimarroni in the game earlier today against the Mississauga Hurricanes.
The shot from Caitlin Charlton sent it high as Barracuda's top line goes back to work. Charlton takes it to the corner, down low. Tiller with a chance, and another save made by McKellar as Tiller had some room with the side of the net.
Shots are piling up for Burlington. They've already exceeded their first period total of any other game so far in this tournament. They're up to 12 now with under a minute to go.
Clean win on the draw by Sarah Manis. Jayla Carter spins back, rink wide for Chelsea Tiller. A long shot and a glove save made by McKellar as another shot on goal there for Burlington.
And I just want to tag off the credit I just gave to Kate Manis. Chelsea Tiller was also instrumental on the defensive side of things, shutting down those two top players for the Mississauga Hurricanes. Yes, they did end up losing, but Mississauga was able to get scoring from their other players and find a way to come back in that third period.
Burlington has done a great job in this tournament of shutting down some really high-end offensive talent. We spoke a lot about Cheyenne Desir in game one, and then obviously Peakenhagen and Cimarroni in game two as it's picked up here by Battram. She'll spin it down to the corner. Kayla Carter, she got hauled down behind the net. Arm stays down as it's Battram behind the net. Now a hard check from Chelsea Tiller, so tit for tat in the Barracuda end. Caitlin Charlton will take it ahead, and that's going to do it for period number one.
That certainly felt like an eye for an eye there. Carter getting taken into the boards and actually took a knee to the head as she went into the wall, and then Chelsea Tiller delivering a check of her own in the far corner. I certainly think both players got away with one there. But Jayla Carter, she's been battling this tournament. I know she's been dealing with a lingering injury that potentially may have been re-aggravated, but she's still playing through it in this game again tonight. And she's been taking a beating, as you can see, as you saw another hit that she took there. But you know, she's still muscling through it.
This period is brought to you by Nickelbrook Brewing. Mention Junior Cudas at your next Nickelbrook gathering, and we receive a kickback.
"13 shots on goal for Burlington in that first period. Just 5 for the Bluewater Hawks. Not the lowest total they've had for an opponent. Mississauga had just 3 in the first period.
And as you mentioned, Jared, difficult for a goaltender to stay locked in a situation like that. But Mackenzie Ferguson's done a great job between the pipes here for Burlington. Some pretty big stops, as we mentioned. Hawks didn't have no chances in that opening frame, but Ferguson doing a good job keeping them off the board thus far.
The Hawks definitely had some good looks and tight, but Ferguson square to the puck on her first shot, able to come up with the rebound save as well. Yeah, sure, she wants to maybe tighten up her rebound control as this game goes on to try and make sure that it's 1 save instead of 2 that she has to make, but we'll see how she's able to do that as this game goes on. I just want to note, Keelan Song looks like she's having some neck guard problems, so we'll keep an eye and make sure that she's able to return to the ice soon.
Sent in deep by Eden Gowan here, a little out-of-town scoreboard, or in-town scoreboard, as we're in the same rink, but Barry up 1-0 over Central York in their game. As we mentioned off the top, Burlington win should put them through so long as they outscore Barry, and Kaylee Tiller and Sarah Manis doing a good job making sure of that so far. Here's Eden Gowing on the puck. Has Passetti going to the net, and the centering pass was intercepted out front. Good defensive play made there by Olivia Battram. Murphy knocked off the puck here by Chelsea Tiller, who turns it up the ice and sends it for Gowing. Gowing finds Passetti. Passetti drops it off. Gowing a shot, and it's stopped, and the rebound smothered by Zoe McKellar.
I'm impressed as to how this second line has been playing so far tonight. They're a line that hasn't necessarily played together that often, certainly not recently with all of the injuries and players that have not been able to dress for the Barracudas. But Gowing is trying to create offense, and I mean, Butler's been incredible trying to create turnovers, and Pizzetti has been all over the front of the net as well. So
puck comes loose in the Bluewater zone. It's taken ahead and carried over the line by Harmer. She's taken to the boards behind the net. Puck is loose down there as Karnakin tries to get it free. Puck wedged in there behind the net. Song will finally dig it free and now shovel it ahead one-handed, finds Dara Brown. Brown overskates the puck at the line. Fedor able to hold it in. She lost the puck, and now Maddie Delahunt will turn back. Chelsea Tiller as we get a whistle here.
I was just about to say Keelan Song with a fresh new neck guard, but Bianca Hart going off.
So we've got offsetting penalties here. It's still going to be 5-on-5. Hart went to the box for Burlington. Didn't catch the play.
I think it was just at the bench. The Bluewater player was trying to go off. Hart got in her way, and I think they gave each other a shot, and the referee didn't like it.
As it's sent ahead by Kaylee Tiller as they get turned back, and now Tiller's got it again. Kaylee Tiller for Jayla Carter. She'll walk in and shoot. A save made by McKellar, and the rebound cleared towards the line, not out. Kate Manis walks the point, sends it across for Sarah. Sarah Manis with a shot, save made, and McKellar's on the rebound.
It speaks to the level of composure that this group in particular on the ice right now has for the Burlington Barracudas. It looks like they're running a power play right now, passing it around in their umbrella-like fashion and getting shots on, trying to find rebounds. You know, they're not only creating but maintaining this offense.
Kaylee Tiller got a shot away, then took a spill in the middle of the ice as it's picked up by Battram. She's pressured by Caitlin Charlton. Battram trying to cut to the middle with a shot and a good pad save by Ferguson. Now Sarah Manis for Kate. Kate dodges a check and she's gonna draw a penalty there. Ferguson to the bench for the extra attacker on the delayed penalty as it's played into the middle, picked up by Murphy, and the Barracudas will get this game's first power play.
Pretty cut and dry tripping call there for the referees to make. Molly Battram, who just had that offensive opportunity, turns around and takes a feed out from underneath Kate Manis. So the Burlington Barracudas go to the power play for the first time, brought to you by Nickelbrook Brewing.
It was a great dash by Kate Manis that drew the penalty. What we've been talking about, Jared, that offensive talent that she has, able to be deceptive in the neutral zone with her skating, as it's sent across here. Kaylee Tiller rips one high. Got a lot on that, but couldn't get it on goal. Down in the corner now. 3 blue sweaters converge on that puck. Still pinned up against the boards down there as finally comes free. It comes to the line now. Maddie Delahunt for Kaylee Tiller. Jayla Carter with a shot, and she keeled that wide of the net. Eden Gowing now. Near side, Jayla Carter. Kaylee Tiller. To the line, Delahunt. Back to Tiller. Works it to the line. Delahunt with a shot, and that took a deflection along the way. Rolls wide. Eden Gowing now. Burlington changing on the fly here on the power play. Jayla Carter off for Sarah Manis. Manis shoots, trying to fling it short side, and that's going to miss and ring all the way back into Burlington territory.
Lexi Stanek taking a beating in front of the Bluewater net, trying to use her big body to create a screen.
Here's Sarah Manis dancing in, tried to drop it back for Kate. Pass was in her feet. Now Kate Manis. Chelsea Tiller. Back to Kate. Kate with a long shot, tipped right on, and a glove save made by McKellar as she had Ali Pizzetti right there.
I was just going to say, there's Pizzetti again in front of the net, looking for a tip, trying to create a screen as well. She is just instrumental in that role, in that net front presence on this power play unit for Burlington.
Late change here, or the
I got too many
Hawks
players.
Had 5 out there, so late correction, and the Barracudas get the face-off win. Chelsea Tiller. Here's Kate to Sarah. Sarah works in with a shot, and that took a bite out of Minton in front of the net as she's still hobbling around trying to get in the lane there. Caitlin Charlton now. Back to the blue line. Kate to Sarah. Sarah Manis across. Chelsea Tiller's shot, and she didn't get a lot on that. It's knocked down by Fedor. Chelsea Tiller, she's knocked down, and it'll be sent down the ice, and that'll allow Minton to get a much-needed change. She was really struggling after taking that Manis shot.
Oh, and Sarah Manis winds up and steps into her wrist shot. You know it's going to sting, especially if it catches a soft spot on your shin pad, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened to Olivia Minton there. So able to get off for the change and walk it off.
As we get icing here against Bluewater, so the Barracudas will go right back to the offensive zone. Penalties over, so a successful kill for Bluewater here in the second.
Just the one penalty so far in this game. It's been pretty quiet for the officials thus far. Nothing too crazy, I think they've really missed either. So
Jayla Carter will work it down to the corner. Dara Brown on the puck. Trying to battle for it. Here's played to the line, not out. Jayla Carter there waiting for it. Gets it to Keelan Song. Song down low. Trying to thread it down for Bianca Hart. Instead will go to the line. Jayla Carter decides to skate it in. Carter leaves it for Hart. Hart to the blue line. Here's Song. Song to Delahunt. Delahunt out of the corner with a pass out in front of the net. That didn't get through. Dockstetter will play it out. And Jayla Carter will play it right back in. Not enough on that for icing, so both teams making wholesale changes here. Long change second period as Kate Manis steps up for the puck. Manis. Battle for it against Dockstetter. Dockstetter will come away and play it off the end boards. To the blue line, Lexi Stanek. Oh, with the hold, almost ran over Addie Butler there.
goodness.
Kate Manis. Back for Ali Passetti here. Lost the puck in her feet, and that's taken away by Alcock. Alcock. Run into the boards there by Lexi Stanek as McKinnon and Passetti come in to try and dig that puck free. Stanek still pinning Alcock to the boards, and finally it's taken out by Alcock as she dives to try and get that shot away, put it to the far corner. Eden Gowing chipped it off the board. She got stapled to the Burlington, to the bench in front of the boards in front of that Burlington bench. And Murphy now over the line. Murphy takes it to the outside. Sarah Manis lost an edge. That puck bounces up over the top of the Burlington goal. Then Kate Manis takes the spill. Sent out to the front of that. Here's a chance. Drop back and a backhand try, and Battram stopped by Ferguson. She'll hold on.
This period is brought to you by Polair Power Shot. Think you can shoot? Improve your skills in just 30 minutes with the Polair Power Shot systems.
You know, this is the second game of the day for both these teams, and I think that last shift just demonstrated a little bit of the tiredness coming through. Players just kind of colliding with each other, not really aware of where the other team is. And again, a missed pass there as well. Just, you know, these tournaments can become long and dogged.
Well, when you get tired, you get sloppy, and I think that's a lot of what we're seeing in this second period as Kaylee Tiller tries to get it ahead for Sarah Manis, and again, pass just not quite on the tape for number 8 as it's covered up by McKellar.
And it looks like Caitlin Charlton lost her neck guard as well on that play. So, trainer athletic trainer Laura Moncada making sure that the equipment remains on our players for the rest of the game, hopefully.
Delahunt will drop it back for Lexi Stanek here. Far corner, Keelan Song. Song. Down low for Hart. Song takes a spill there. She got run down by Fedor, and it's flipped down the ice by the Hawks. Lexi Stanek. For Delahunt, she goes up the boards, and Dara Brown will send it ahead for Keelan Song. Song over the line. Brown got the puck. Turned back in the offensive zone, and it's back out into the neutral ice for Burlington as Addie Butler gets the tip. Down into Bluewater territory. That took a funny hop. I don't know if that hit the side of the net or something along the end boards as they battle for it here on the near side. Fedor. Round back of the net. Played ahead. Drop back for Fedor now. Fedor. Far side. Couldn't connect with Alcock, and Jayla Carter sends it round back of the net. Eden Gowing. Off the boards out to center. And then Jarvis played it off a skate. Here's a chance for Passetti, and a pad save made by McKellar as Ali Passetti breaks through some of this second period doldrums. Taken ahead by Battram now. Battram over the blue line, stops up, waiting, and she'll take a shot that took a deflection and went wide. Now Eden Gowing trying to get past Battram to clear the zone. She's turned back, and oh, Kate Manish just got her stick knocked 20 feet in the air. Penalty upcoming. It's going to be against Bluewater. Eden Gowing drops it for Sarah Manis. Manis works it to the middle, trying to cut to the outside, and that'll be touched up. So the Barracudas will head to their second power play.
That's one of those funky ones where the player maybe isn't quite gripping their stick as hard as you think they are, and you're frustrated because they just took the puck away from you and then sent it round back of their net. So you go to lift their stick and you launch it into the air, and sometimes you see it called and sometimes you don't, though. So I guess it depends on the situation and what exactly led to said stick being thrown 20 feet in the air.
Now we've got another penalty.
Now we're making up for it, I guess.
It's going to be Caitlin Charlton for a body check, I believe, as she heads off. So that will quickly nullify the Barracudas power play, just 9 seconds in. And we'll get some 4-on-4. And now this will be interesting. You've got Sarah Manis, Kaylee Tiller out for the 4-on-4 as the two forwards, and see what they can do with a little bit of extra open ice. Belmore at the blue line. She's turned back, and it's picked up by Kaylee Tiller. She'll skate it in herself. Tiller works to the middle, takes a shot. That's off a shin pad, and the rebound came to Sarah Manis, and she rolled it through the crease. Manis. Kate to the line. Chelsea Tiller turns back. Here's Kate. Kate to Chelsea. Chelsea leaves it for Kaylee. Kaylee in with a shot, blocked away by Minton, who's taken a beating in this second period. Here's Sarah Manis working to the middle with a shot, set it high. Sarah spins it to the outside. Chelsea for Sarah. Now Kate with the shot, and a save made by McKellar, and she'll hang on.
Well, you've got 3 players that represented Team Canada, and I think a potential 4th for the upcoming 2026 U18 Worlds, potentially at Chelsea Tiller there. The Twins 4-on-4 line looked like they were running a 4-on-3 power play. The twin telepathy, I'm sure, was just buzzing on the ice.
As it's going to be sent all the way down here, and this will be an icing against Bluewater.
This period is brought to you by J-Man Farms, a southern Manitoba grain farm helping to feed the world.
Eden Gowing will step in and take this draw out there with Addie Butler on the 4-on-4. Now Delahunt in with a shot that's blocked away by McKellar, who has been sharp for Bluewater in this second period. Pass ahead, that evades Bramer. And she's got it behind the net now. Forced to the outside, to the line. Alberg a long shot and a glove save made by Ferguson. She'll hang on. 28 seconds to go in 4-on-4 before a brief Bluewater power play. Gowing to take this draw again. 3:31 to go here in period number 2. Lexi Stanek. The stretch pass ahead finds Eden Gowing. Gowing drops it to the blue line. Here's Kate Manis. To the outside against Murphy. Leaves it for Gowing. To Butler at the line. Butler to Gowing. Back for Butler out in front of the net. Pass just out of her reach. As the Barracudas again look like they're running a 4-on-3 power play here, but it's now a Bluewater power play. They've got a 2-on-1. Taken in on the far side, sent across, and a good stick. Kate Manis again with the breakup, and now Eden Gowing's ahead. Charlton steps out of the box and immediately joins the play. Minton behind the net. Alcock on the far side, trying to get away from the forecheck of Caitlin Charlton. Bizar's clear will be tipped ahead by Fedor and out. Now Bianca Hart sends it for Tiller, and now Brown. She lost the puck to Fedor. Tipped in by McKinnon here. Jayla Carter tries to get it around the boards to Hart. Spinning out to the front of the net there by McKinnon. That evades everybody, and Jarvis will play it in deep again. McKinnon lost the puck to Song, got it right back. Trying to work out of the corner. McKinnon behind the net for Alcock. Dara Brown gets to that loose puck, and she'll play it to the line, and Bianca Hart will get it out. Keelan Song now couldn't settle that puck down as it's carried over by Harmer. Delahunt back for Chelsea Tiller, and then Delahunt will get the clear. She's going to skate it in. Delahunt on her own here. Burlington in the midst of a change. Finds Caitlin Charlton, tried to drag it to the middle of the ice. Lost it to Olivia Battram. Fired down here as Hardman got it in deep. Caitlin Charlton chips it up the boards. Finds Sarah Manis. Here comes Manis over the line. Has Kaylee Tiller with her. Manis looking for Tiller, and she was tied up by Dockstetter. Looking for the backdoor pass. Sent up on the near side. Karnikin. Alberg plays it off the end boards. Up the ice, it's in the feet of Lexi Stanek. Stanek, backhand saucer pass. Tiller tried to redirect that on for Manis, and they're turned back, and now Kate Manis has to protect the puck against Murphy. Charlton finds Sarah Manis. Manis in with a shot. That's off a stick and high. Kate Manis now. Round back of the net. Dockstetter. Battram flips it up the boards. Eden Gowing with a nifty move in the neutral zone. Trying to create some space, and she'll just dump it in and get after it. Takes a hop over the stick of McKellar as she ventured from her net. Now Battram. Taken to the boards, Passetti. Finds Gowing. Trying to get it back to the line. It's taken away, and Battram will send it out to center. And that will do it for period number 2. So no scoring in the second frame, but it's still a 3-0 Barracuda lead as we head into the third period here. And Jared, the Barracudas doing a good job here trying to secure that quarterfinal spot.
Yeah, another pair of periods where they've kept the opponents under five shots or less. Just 3 shots in that second period for the Bluewater Hawks, unless I missed any. Burlington has just done an incredible job of keeping any team they've faced so far in this tournament to the outside perimeter. I've said it before, but they're just not allowing in-tight chances. And when they are, the goaltender has had enough time to set up, make the save, make a second save on a rebound if they have to, and then just alleviate the pressure and get a whistle, and they get it out of their zone again.
Well, 20 minutes to go for the Barracudas to try and punch their ticket to the next round of the OWHA Provincials. We'll step away and let the Zamboni do its rounds and be back for the third period.
Hi, I'm Mercedes Chaffee.
Hi, I'm Bianca Hart.
My name is Eden Gowing.
And I'm Addie Butler.
And we're spelling hockey names.
Buka Boom?
That's a teacher at my school, actually.
Well,
But he's not my teacher, so I don't know.
Well, just last name or the first day and last?
Just do the last name. Bookaboo. Ready?
Kind of small.
nope. Oh, there, okay.
And that's going to be no points. You were very close. You were just missing a C again.
Oh.
You had an A in the middle instead of an E. That's going to be no points. Correct spelling of Bookaboo is B-E-U-K-E-B-O-O.
I guess we tried the phonetics, but it didn't really work. I think I might be able to do this one. Wait. Wait.
Okay,
Wait. I should know this.
Teammates said
yes.
Oh, she's friends with her. I mean, I am too, but I just met her.
Okay, I don't think.
Oh.
It's something, I'm like so close and I know I am.
You're so close. It's P-E-S-C-E.
I knew there was a C in there. I forgot the E.
One E away.
Oh, it was close.
Not bad. That's
Oh, there's two teams.
That'll be a point for Addie.
All right.
Okay.
Wait, say it one more time.
Nura Ratu.
The Finnish goaltender.
That's a first and a last name. Nura Ratu.
What's her like nationality?
Finnish.
Nura.
Ratu?
Ratu. And once again,
Wait, let me see how you do it.
very Finnish.
Why do you?
I was gonna put a U actually too.
Noora Raty.
Oh.
Nora Ratu.
I feel like we should have had that one, but that's okay.
That's French.
I don't know. I just put random letters.
What
did you-
Very French.
Ratu.
The correct spelling for Nora Ratu is Noora.
That's one word.
No, sorry.
You only
Oh.
spelled the
You only
last
spell
name.
the first and the
Oh,
last name.
oops.
That's okay. You got it wrong anyway.
This has been Spelling Hockey Names.
Thanks for watching.
Welcome back into Iceland Arena. 20 minutes to go here as the Barracudas look to clinch their spot in OWHA Provincial quarterfinals. Jaden Ho, Jared Bapty with you here. And Jared, it's been a strong showing up and down the lineup for Burlington tonight.
Well, it certainly has. You know, maybe not necessarily on the score sheet for up and down the lineup, but I was going to mention that it's after the top line. It's hard to say which one is like a second versus a third line. They're both utility lines that can be used offensively, defensively, and have individuals that are able to create offense, break up plays on defense, and just have been so consistent throughout these past 3 games. You know, minus a few minutes really in the Mississauga game earlier this afternoon.
Well, it's the versatility of those second 2 lines that really allows Burlington to load up this top line. Obviously, Kaylee Tiller has played a lot at center this season and moving to the wing here to play with Madison. Only possible because players like Dara Brown, Eden Gowing stepping in, taking draws for Burlington in this game. One back to the line here for Kate Manis. She goes across for Lexi Stanek with a shot through some traffic that's gloved and held.
Well, and you might have seen in that second period when Burlington did have a power play, Kaylee Tiller was out on her own power play line quarterbacking it. So despite her being on this line with Sarah and Charlton, she is still being asked to drive her own line, at least with the advantage.
As it's sent down into Burlington territory, and that obviously having a threat like Kaylee Tiller on one power play and a threat like Sarah Manis on the other is going to give penalty killers a lot of trouble against these Barracudas as Lexi Stanek picks the puck up. Looks like, again, some puddling down in that corner as Sarah Manis works it in. Manis drops it off. Caitlin Charlton drags, tried to get a shot away, lost the puck to Olivia Battram. Chelsea Tiller now. Back for Delahunt. Delahunt returns for Tiller as they go back and forth, and then Delahunt shovels it ahead looking for Passetti. Laid off the boards here on the near side. Eden Gowing. Drop back, Chelsea Tiller. Up the middle looking for Passetti there. That pass missed, and not going to be an icing here as it's sent around the boards. Murphy into the middle. Tiller holds the zone. Addie Butler off the boards, gets it back, sends it out to the front of the goal. Had Gowing waiting there. It bounced off a stick to the far corner. Chelsea Tiller works it in deep. Behind the net, Dockstetter battling for it against Gowing. Leaves it there, and it's sent up along the far side. Played to the line once again. Held by Chelsea Tiller. Addie Butler to the front of the goal. Save made. Rebound out in front of that. Still loose. They jam away at it. It's finally covered up between the legs of Zoe McKellar as the Barracudas banging and crashing in front of that net. Can't find the back.
I think we'll give the Burlington Barracudas 3 shots on goal in that flurry as that unit of Passetti, Butler, and Gowing just converged on the net. Couldn't quite get it past McKellar.
Kate Manis was taken down there. No call coming as a long shot is stopped and held by McKellar.
Yeah, it just looked like she stepped on a stick blade there. Nothing untoward.
That's why we have Jared here, our officiating expert. Picked up and carried through the neutral zone. McKinnon chips it past Keelan Song. Song behind the net, reaching for it. Able to get a stick on it, but not able to establish possession as now Jayla Carter sends it around the boards towards Bianca Hart. Hart ahead for Song. Song works it over the line, cuts to the outside. Nice move and a shot sent just wide as Keelan Song showing off some offensive ability there as it's sent ahead. Harmer, and that's off a stick. Look out into the Burlington bench, and that'll halt play.
Song has had moments like that all throughout the season where, you know, she's maybe a bit of a more quiet player in the dressing room and even sometimes on the ice, but then she has a spark and she just totally takes you by surprise and catches a team like Bluewater off guard. And she just missed the far side of the net on that laser of a shot.
Sarah Manis sends it across for Lexi Stanek, who's over the line, tried to get it into the middle for Kaylee Tiller, and then Sarah Manis and Caitlin Charlton collide. Batrum battling forward against Stanek, gets it in deep. Dallahunt for Charlton. Racing up this near side. She'll play it in deep. Off the end boards, and Kaylee Tiller gets in on the forecheck. Batrum sends it near side. Here's Minton. Minton, long lead feed, finds Murphy. Murphy over the blue line, has some support and takes a shot that's gloved down and held by Mackenzie Ferguson.
What do you think, Jaden? Should we count that one?
I think
It looked like it was going wide from my angle.
I think that counts as a save for Mackenzie Ferguson, so
Okay.
it counts as a shot
Okay.
for the Hawks. So
We'll give it to her.
that gets them up to 10, I believe, unless you counted it already.
9.
9. As we've proven multiple times this weekend, math maybe not the strongest suit between the two of us, as it's taken to the end boards by Passetti.
That's why we need statisticians.
Eden Gowing to the blue line. Chelsea Tiller back to Gowing. Takes a shot that's off the skate of Dockstetter and cleared away to the corner. And then down the ice as Stanek ranges back for it. No ice.
Apparently that went off Addie Butler in neutral ice, so.
Chelsea Tiller works it ahead. Fanned on the dump in, and that will allow Fedor to turn it around for Bluewater. Kate Manis off the end boards. Dara Brown will shovel it ahead. Here goes Keelan Song trying to find Bianca Hart there as they get turned back, and it's played in deep by Harmer. Maddie Delahunt finds Kate Manis. She finds Dara Brown, and then Bianca Hart redirects that into the offensive zone. Now Brown with a chance at the side of the net as she was able to win the race to that puck, but not able to get a lot on it. McKellar will cover up.
Yeah, just an update from our other game that we're paying attention to. The Barrie Sharks have just allowed a goal. Central York cutting the lead in half. It's now 2-1 for the Barrie Sharks.
Obviously good news there for the Barracudas as they, as we've mentioned, want to outscore Barrie here, as a long shot is stopped and held by Ferguson.
Good clean look for Mackenzie Ferguson there. Nice easy save right into her chest. And very nice rebound control there. Nothing coming out for the Bluewater Hawks to pounce on.
Good rebound control all throughout this game, really, for Ferguson. Haven't really seen many good second chance opportunities for Bluewater as Caitlin Charlton drives the lane, drops it back for Tiller, and she couldn't get a good stick on it. It's taken out by Olivia Minton.
I wonder if the Barracudas are already thinking of a hat trick watch for Kaylee Tiller. It looked like Charlton was really trying to find Tiller right behind her and maybe forced that one a little bit, but Tiller is, of course, already a hot hand.
Well, what a story that would be. Already a brilliant return for Tiller as here comes Sarah Manis trying to get a shot away, and Dockstetter got a stick in the way of that, and now it's skated down the ice by Murphy. Lost it to Butler. Stanek gets it ahead for Gowing. Gowing works in. She's dropped. Here's a shot from Passetti sent wide as it's touched on the far side, and the Barracudas headed back to the power play here for the third time in this game.
That's another easy call for the officials there. No attempt to play the puck by Skylar Dockstetter, just drilling Eden Gowing in open ice. So body checking minor for Dockstetter, and another power play brought to you by Nickelbrook Brewing for the Burlington Barracudas.
Barracudas 0 for 2 on the power play so far, though, of course, their second opportunity, rather abbreviated one, as Manis
Just a
finds
touch.
Charlton. Here's Kate. protecting the puck at the line, gets it across for Chelsea Tiller. Caitlin Charlton skates around the outside, takes a shot. That's off a stick and into the screen behind the net.
This period is brought to you by BDO Canada. Assurance, tax, advisory. People who know BDO.
Managed to take this draw on the far side. Scramble face-off, taken to the boards, pinned against the boards there, and the Barracudas work it free. Chelsea Tiller for Kate Manis, a long shot, blockered away. Ali Passetti's on the rebound. Passetti finds Charlton. Charlton out front. Here's Kate Manis, a one-time shot save made. Rebound is loose, and it's cleared away and down the ice by the Hawks as Ferguson will step out to leave it for Kate Manis. Manis looks like she tripped over the side of the net there, and now she gets it ahead for Sarah. Sarah Manis, oh, nice move. She's in, off the post.
Oh.
That looked real close for Sarah Manis, as again, great stick handling from number 8 as it's deflected up and out of play.
I'd love to see, I hope Abby was recording that from the corner. I'd love to see whether or not that actually crossed the line. And I wonder if the referee is now talking about whether or not that may have crossed the line. No, just a quick chat.
It looked like at the very least it went post to post. Didn't look like it bounced straight out as it's one back to the line. Jayla Carter. Delahunt. Here's Kaylee Tiller, a sharp angle shot, and that's off the pad of McKellar, and she'll smother the rebound.
Tiller, just like Sarah Manis, loves to step into wrist shots like that. It's not necessarily that snapshot that you see from forwards. It is more so the full wind and wrist it. And Tiller with lots of muscle behind it too.
Here's Tiller on the puck again. She'll play back to Delahunt, who had to extend to hold that in. She does and gets it to Tiller. Tiller creating space, works in. On the backhand, a shot, didn't get all of that. Gets it back behind the net, does a full lap, and then plays it for Delahunt. Jayla Carter for Delahunt. Delahunt, long shot, save made, rebound loose, and diving out to cover up is McKellar as Lexi Stanek getting into it in the front of the net. 9 seconds to go on this power play here. Burlington will make wholesale changes.
Bit of a discussion from the referee. I'm not sure which bench that was directed at. I want to say it was Bluewater because, of course, the flurry in front of the net, Barracuda's jamming at the goaltender. Your coaching staff is certainly going to want to advocate for a slashing call, and I wonder if the referee had had enough.
Here's Chelsea Tiller at the line. Penalty over here, so Bluewater doing well on the the penalty kill against these Barracudas so far. Taken to the corner. Here's Olivia Battram. Kate Manis plays it off the boards down the ice. That looked like a strange hop. Fooled both Molly Battram and Dara Brown, but skipped out to center. Behind the net now is Chelsea Tiller. Bianca Hart unable to catch up to that puck, and now it's sent ahead for Murphy. Murphy trying to work to the middle, and she gets knocked down by Chelsea Tiller. That's going to be a penalty against the Barracudas. Dockstetter. Long shot. Sails wide of the net. Played back to the line now. 6-on-5 under the late penalty. McKinnon taking to the boards, and it's picked up by Dara Brown, and the Barracudas will head to the penalty kill with 10.5 to go in period number 3.
Pretty much the same call they made on Dockstetter with about 13 minutes left in this third period. They were letting that go in the first, but not in the third. So penalty kill brought to you by BDO Canada now for Burlington to flex their defensive muscles once again.
Quick shot from Alcock didn't get through to the net, and Ali Bassetti will clear it ahead for Butler, who will finish the job, get it down the ice. So an early clear for Burlington as Bizer starts the attack on the power play for Bluewater. Minton over the line. And an offside called as McKinnon dragged it back into the neutral zone. 25 seconds gone in the Chelsea-Tiller minor as Pisetti digs in for the draw. One back by the Hawks, and Alcock will get to center and dump it in. Delahunt trying to get it right back up to center. That took a funny hop, ended up in the middle, and it's sent down by Alexi Stanek.
Stanek using the long reach of her stick there to break up that play. It's a bit like Zdeno Chara, you see, with just that extra foot of stick, able to break up plays like that and make sure the penalty kill continues to be successful.
Long lead pass, that's too far ahead for an on-rushing Kaylee Tiller, who takes a bump from Peyton Bizer, and sticks go up there in the Bluewater zone. Nothing more will come of that.
Well, we'll see. The referee certainly having a chat with Minton. I will admit there was a bit of a snow shower given to the goaltender by Tiller as she slammed on the brakes at the net, but Bluewater defenders obviously taking exception of that, and then Captain Sarah Manis coming in to defend her teammate.
It'll be Tiller on the face-off, gets the win, but first on the puck was Dockstetter. Sent up along the far side. Kate Manis got a skate in the way of that. Now it's taken up the middle. A long shot. Hit the crossbar. What a rip there from Bramer as Bluewater comes close on the power play. Now Murphy tips it into the offensive zone. Delahunt gets to it first. Played out into the front of the goal, and then Sarah Manis will get in the way and clear that down.
Boy, did Bramer get all of that crossbar with that shot.
Here's a quick shot and a pad save. The rebound cleared away by Stanek. There's a couple of good opportunities here for Bluewater on the power play, and Delahunt will play it off the glass down the ice, and that should do it for the Chelsea-Tiller penalty. So both teams still fruitless at 5-on-4 as that's sent down for an icing call against Burlington.
Yeah, something that I was looking for head coach Kevin Greco to really tighten up going into this tournament was the penalty kill specifically, and I think that's been a success. You know, a couple of good looks for Bluewater, yes, on that penalty kill. Maybe, you know, the cracks again coming from long-term fatigue, but continuing to be successful on the penalty kill has really helped Burlington in this tournament.
Harmer works it down low. Dara Brown battling for it against Fedor. Fedor trying to get back in there again now as it's wedged in to that Burlington corner. Finally comes free, and it's Caitlin Charlton working it to the blue line. She takes a heavy check on the near side. That took a bite out of Charlton, who heads to the bench. Battle for the puck in behind the goal. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon trying to find Fedor in the middle. Or that's Harmer, sorry. The pass didn't work as Delahunt gets after behind the net. Keelan Song trying to extend to get it out to center. Can't do it. Kate Manis will send it around for Dara Brown. That pass intercepted, down out in front of the net, and that took a hop over the stick of Alcock, who's got the puck now. One hand poked to the line, held in by Olivia Minton. Bianca Hart looking for it here. Now she's got it. Taken away from her by Olivia Battram. Around the boards, Minton. For Alcock and ahead, intercepted by Butler. And then Tiller will send it ahead for Hart to tip in deep. Puck comes free for Keelan Song. Song on it, works it to the boards, drops it back for Butler. Butler across and then into the middle, looking for the return pass. It didn't work, and Bizer will send it around. Minton trying to clear. Now Bizer to the blue line. Murphy, her pass into the middle, intercepted by Eden Gowing. Gowing, shoulder down, trying to protect that puck. Took a shot from Bizer and gives one right back as it's taken out to center by Minton. Murphy. Stick got all tied up with Lexi Stanit as the Hawks turn back at the blue line. Hawk. Butler. Gets it in deep. Alberg going back for it. Pressured here by Passetti. Kaylee Tiller in there. Couldn't come up with the puck. Taken out by Bramer. She goes across and it's taken to the middle. Jayla Carter takes that pass away as Battram took a couple shots at Kate Manis as she carried it in.
It's not the first time Kate Manis has dealt with a shot up high into the face mask either in this game, so would like to see the referees keep an eye on that head contact.
It's a good chance there for Manis. Sending it high, and now Caitlin Charlton works it to the line. Jayla Carter protecting the puck, gets it in deep. Dockstetter has it taken away by Kaylee Tiller. Kate Manis, a long shot looking for that tip in front. It was deflected wide. Alberg pressured by Sarah Manis. Kate stepping up to try and hold it in, can't do it, and it's back into Burlington territory. Kate Manis ranging back for it now. End of a shift for her as she tries to get it around for Delahunt. Sarah Brown. Up for Keelan Song. She can't clear the zone, and Kate Manis will go back for it again. Protects it against Fedor. Sent ahead for Keelan Song, and she'll work it ahead. Nice move by Song. Song sends it to the outside. Bianca Hart goes across. Maddie Delahunt now. Delahunt for Song. Back to Delahunt and across. Chelsea Tiller with some room takes the shot, and it's stopped and held by Zoe McKellar.
This period is brought to you by BDO Canada. Assurance, tax, advisory. People who know BDO.
Ali Passetti will step in to take this draw. 4:15 on the clock here for the Barracudas. Chelsea Tiller into the middle. Eden Gowing trying to settle the puck down. Got a shot away, but sent it wide. Addie Butler down to the corner. Clearing attempt knocked down as Gowing gets into the middle. Here's Passetti with a shot, and that's muffled in the slot and taken out the other way. Pass ahead from Battram. Didn't work as Chelsea Tiller sends it ahead. Here goes Eden Gowing. She might have a step. Gowing in. She's taken down. And it'll roll onto McKellar as Eden Gowing unable to capitalize on that chance.
Some extracurriculars at the net again. Gowing, she was certainly being leaned on. And I don't know, it may have just been a slight size difference between the defender and Gowing. I can see why the call wasn't made, but obviously I understand why you might want to call on a play like that.
Kaylee Tiller trying to get that to the front of the net, had it turned back, so she has to race back to her own zone to recover. Lexi Stanek drops it back for Kate Manis. Kate to Sarah, trying to tip it on for Kaylee Tiller. They're turned back once again in the neutral zone. Charlton couldn't get to that puck ahead of Dockstetter. Now Charlton's in. Charlton from a sharp angle with a shot, and that's gloved and held by Zoe McKellar. 3:10 on the clock now for Burlington as we start to get into the late stages of this game and of the round robin here at OWHA Provincials. Keelan Song will take this draw as we get things sorted, and it's one back for Jayla Carter. Played across. Chelsea Tiller stops up, takes a long shot. That might have taken a deflection along the way. It's grabbed by McKellar, and she'll hang on.
Taylor loves to send those long shots in from the point, looking for a potential deflection or rebound, something that you can maybe bang in to get a second opportunity, try and get another goal on the board.
Here she is on the puck now. She'll try and work it down to the corner. It bounces for Keelan Song near the line. Looking for Dara Brown there was Hart. That didn't work, and the Hawks will get it away. Over the line, an offside called as Hawks get ahead of the play. 2:44 now on the clock, and another look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Still 2-1 for Barrie over Central York.
And I'm not actually sure if that game is over or not because there's no like score clock. It's just a
score.
pair of numbers.
As a hard check there along the near side. Butler got taken down. We've got a penalty coming here. It's going to be Este Fedor who heads off. So with 2:29 to go, Barracudas go to the power play once again.
Butler drawing another call, taking a bruising to do so, but another power play coming for Burlington, and that's something that Butler's been very good at all season, getting those calls and putting her team up on the advantage.
Here's Kate Manis. Works it down for Sarah. Sarah Manis with a sharp angle shot that's knocked down, played to the line. Kate Manis holds it in. Kate to Sarah. Returns to Kate. Back and forth they go. Sarah Manis, rink wide. Chelsea Tiller, Kate Manis, one-time shot. She scores! Kate Manis, power play goal. Makes it 4-0 Burlington.
Wow, we've seen that one-timer before from Kate Manis. High slot, top of the point, doesn't matter where. She's able to get beautiful leverage on that puck. Nice elevation right up into that top left corner over the glove side of McKinnon. And a different goal scorer now. It's still one of the twins, but the Manis that starts with K this time getting on the board.
And a great screen in front of the net there from Ali Bassetti, who you talked about, a crucial part of that power play, and showing why there, really just getting into the vision of McKellar, making sure she couldn't see any of that shot. And then Delahunt ran over Molly Batram. That's going to be a penalty against Burlington in the final couple of minutes here as it's played in deep, and Delahunt will touch up and head straight off for the body check. And with a minute 43 to go, we'll see Bluewater back to the power play.
That's 3 body checking penalties in this third period. So the officials really trying to tighten things up, try and keep this game on the safe side, and you're going to see that called every time.
Played back to the blue line here, Alcock. Looking to get one back for the Hawks. Here's Minton. Minton finds Alcock on the far side. Alcock with a shot. Good block by Jayla Carter. To the blue line again. Bizzer from Minton. Minton back to Bizzer, and now McKinnon. McKinnon trying to drag it to the middle. She's turned back, and Bizzer will reset. Bizzer at the blue line. Across to Minton. Minton long shot. That's knocked down by Jayla Carter. Another block for number 7, and it's sent down the ice by Keelan Song.
Well, that shot stung Jayla Carter a little bit. May have dinged that area that she's been laboring over the past couple of games, but Burlington, again, getting in those passing and shooting lanes. You know, I'm sure Bluewater has far more shot attempts than they do shots on goal because Burlington's just making sure that those pucks don't get on goal at all or they're being tipped wide.
49 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be 6-on-4 here. Zoe McKellar.
Wow, that was really late for the goaltender to come out on that whistle.
Kate Manis gets it down the ice. That takes a deflection and ends up in the circle. Here's Bramer. Bramer lost the puck. Eden Gowing diving, and she'll put it in to the empty net, and it's 5-0 for the Barracudas. A short-handed goal for Eden Gowing to extend the lead.
And you say it took a deflection. I think it actually deflected off Gowing at the face-off dot outside the Bluewater zone as the Barracudas tried to clear it. She was getting up. She had blown a tire and was trying to stand up, puck went off her, and then she was able to create the turnover and shovel it into the empty net.
A little bit more insurance for the Barracudas in their hunt for that quarterfinals berth as the final 20 seconds will drain. Gowing took a spill. Here's Murphy. Murphy, a shot, sent it wide, trying to get one back again for Bluewater here. McKinnon, over the line she goes. McKinnon to the middle with a shot that's sent wide of the net. Taken to the corner, time will drain, and the Barracudas take a decisive victory here over the Bluewater Hawks. And that all but seals their spot in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Yeah, that should be enough. I want to confirm that the Barrie Sharks only beat Central York by a score of 2-1. It has stayed like that for some time. But 2 shutouts in this tournament, one for each goaltender now. Mackenzie Ferguson stopping all 16 shots she faced. Again, right, you do mention it is a bit difficult to stay in the game when you're touching the puck so infrequently, but Burlington, again, just able to keep the puck away from their goaltender completely and make sure that they didn't get scored on by 2 teams.
Well, that's right, Jared. And there are shutouts that are team shutouts, not to take away from the goaltender, of course, but as you said, just a great job of keeping the puck away from Ferguson all throughout that game and make sure that she didn't have to make too many 10-bell stops to secure an important shutout for Burlington.
Well, Burlington really racked up the shots in this one, 36 by my count. That's their highest total of the tournament. Just really pelted McKellar. Of course, she faced 35 shots with the empty netter going in. But, you could tell that Burlington really wanted to make sure that they scored enough goals in this game to get themselves through, and it looks like they have. So we should be back here tomorrow for at least a quarterfinal. Oh.
Were we on for that? Credit to McKellar, of course. She played a great game.
Hello.
In that for Bluewater, making some important stops. And with the way the Barracudas were playing, could definitely be a far more lopsided score. But she did a great job making some important stops and certainly prevented the hat trick for Kaylee Tiller.
Well, yeah, I'm going to look for Kaylee Tiller to be absolutely on it again tomorrow, but I'm also going to be interested to see who Kevin Greco goes with now, right? Pyburn did play this afternoon, did allow 3 goals against the Mississauga Hurricanes. Ferguson comes in, gets a shutout. Pyburn has had a shutout. Do you go and even it up with the goaltenders, give Ferguson the start in the quarterfinal tomorrow afternoon, or do you maybe go back to Pyburn, who's played 2 games, has looked good in both? I don't really blame her for a couple of the goals that Mississauga scored, so I'm going to be curious to see what Coach Greco decides going into this quarterfinal.
Well, obviously, with such a fast turnaround, such a compressed tournament, fatigue will be a factor for both netminders and for the rest of the team as well. You mentioned it in that second period. Things really start to bog down, and wonder what things will look like in these upcoming quarters. But
well, thankfully for both us and the players, we'll be able to sleep in a bit tomorrow.
Well, absolutely. I look forward to it as we'll sign off for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us for this game, Jaden Ho, Jared Bapty. We will see you tomorrow for quarterfinal action. Thank you to our sponsors in the silver tier, Caledon Tailblazers, Howie's Hockey Tape, Individualized, Jimmy T's, and Shield. In the gold tier, Polar Power Shot and J-Man Farms. And in the founders tier, BDO and Nickelbrook Brewing.
Ba-da-bum-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-bum-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.